Hey, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited. I have not been on here for such a long time, and I've been busy. I'm in pharmacy school, so I just wanted to come back and give you guys the update of what's been going on. So stick around. So currently I am a P2 student. So a P2 is second year pharmacy student. I am in my first semester of my second year. And it's a little different than most semesters I've encountered. As some of you might know, and if you don't know, I am in the accelerated program. So instead of doing 4 years, I'm doing it in the 3 years. Actually, it's like 2 years and some months or something. So it's really fast. So we go to school all year round. This semester is actually, I think, about 6 weeks. It's really fast. And we are supposed to do a whole semester worth of work within those 6 weeks. So that's why I've been a little MIA, just because it's been really hectic. So the first part of the semester is the rotation. So I had 2 rotations, one institutional, and I had one that was just retail pharmacy. And I think you guys saw my last vlog. I'll put it up here. I was at my institutional and I met tons of cool people. It was a good time. My retail was not that bad. It was at a much slower pace pharmacy than I'm used to. So it was a different experience, but it was pretty good. I've met really kind and nice people, and I've learned a lot. So after that, it was right back to school. So 6 weeks of a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry if you hear a kid in the background. My nephew is here just trying to take over the whole house. So anyway, so the semester was 6 weeks, really fast. Most of the classes were just like 2 exams and 1 final. So you really don't have a chance to mess up. You kind of just have to get into it. So far that's what's been going on. I was trying to vlog throughout the day for you guys. I have some like weird, like random snippets of stuff. I'll see if I can conjure up something so you guys can see what I do day to day. It's kind of difficult to film when you're just focused on studying the whole time and you have to be in class and you have to be in exams. So I'll try to work on something for you guys. So the main purpose of me coming back is to express to you guys how to handle stress. So my summer semester, not that this is not stressful, it was kind of stressful for me because I was coming back full time for the first time. Spring only did like 2 classes. So it's coming back full time, and let me tell you, it was very stressful, and I had to try to balance work life, school life, personal life, and it was just a lot of things were going on at the same time personally, so I had to figure out how to juggle everything. I want to just give you some tips. I wrote some things down. I want to give you some tips of what I did to try to keep myself sane, because it's inevitable. So I had to try to figure out some ways to keep myself sane and from going crazy through the semester and try to balance everything out, because it was not just school and everything. It can be work or whatever project you're working on. There's always gonna be situations you're gonna face, and handling stress is the best way for you to be able to be effective in what you're doing. Because if you're just down in your stress, nothing will get done. So let's continue. So how to handle stress. Number 1, recognize that you are stressed. It's weird saying recognize that you are stressed, but some people will just say like, oh, I'm a busybody, I like to do this, I like to do that. Some people use the word stress all the time. Some people don't really want to recognize that they are stressed. Stress is not something that can be manifested only one way. It can be manifested like outwardly, but there's also people who are introverts or who handle stress differently, who are very inwardly stressed. So that's why I say you need to recognize that you are stressed so you can pinpoint on the problem. Number 2 is, after recognizing your stress, you have to try to reduce your stressors. So what exactly is putting you uneasy? So for me, for example, summer semester, it was trying to time manage, finding time to study, finding time to work, finding time to have a relationship with my family. Like I have to keep that going. So I was really like triggered when it came to like organization. I wasn't very organized with my time and stuff like that. So that was my stress trigger. Sometimes it can be people. It can be negative people around you who constantly talk about, oh, their grade, whether they're doing better than you or worse than you. It kind of can trigger some kind of emotional stress. So recognize those stressors and try to reduce them. So if people around you are being really negative, try to reduce your time around those people. If people are being like more in your face, like, oh, I'm doing great, I'm doing this, I want to say it's negative, but it has negative impact on you, try to like stay away from the person just to work on yourself. If it's work, try to work something out where you can minimize your work schedule if possible, because I know everybody has a different situation. So just recognize the stressors and try to reduce them. Number 3, this is something I had to really work on, was to ask for help. Ask for help. This is something I had to work on big time, because I'm the kind of person where I don't like to put my problems on other people, and sometimes there are some people where you do try to express how you feel and they don't know how to react to it. So that's always an awkward moment and an awkward situation, but it's necessary so summer semester, I recognized that I was stressed. I try to reduce some stressors, and there were just some things I couldn't do on my own. So what I did is utilize my resources. So obviously I confided in family and friends. And on top of that, I utilized resources from my school. My school had free counseling. So I went there to talk to somebody to kind of help me see what's in my headspace. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know me, I'm the type of person, I'm just like, you know, I can handle it, I can handle it. And I usually can handle situations, but at that point I was kind of like at a breaking point. I was just like, you know what, I need help trying to keep my thoughts organized, trying to keep myself organized. And it really did help, because the counselor was able to help me organize where I'm lacking and where I need to focus more on, and how to just structure my life in a way that will benefit me and benefit people around me. So asking for help is really important. And if you don't have those resources, you can always ask a friend, and ask your friend like, hey, be honest with me, where in my life am I messing up, or where do I need to calm down, where do I need to step up? And they most likely will give you a good answer. Lastly, number 4 is do not dwell on things you cannot change, which is the biggest thing I had to learn, is that there's just some things I can't change, and me dwelling on it and me being stressed about it is not going to change the situation, and is not going to help me. We just need to understand that some things just happen. Sometimes they suck really bad, but we have to put our best foot forward and try to move on, try to push from it, and like I said, get help and recognize your stressors, and just try to not dwell on it, because dwelling on it is gonna just put you in a really dark hole, and it's gonna spiral into probably depression, and you don't want to get there. Definitely try to not dwell in that place. Cry a little bit, do what you have to do, recognize what's bothering you, and just try to get away from there. Because I know there's times where we just, like, let's say there's a sad day, you just put on some sad music and just keep adding things that's gonna bring you even further down. That never helps. So try to bring yourself up out of it and be as positive as you can. Actually, let me add one more. Be as positive as you can. This is another thing I had to learn. This is like number 4.1 or 4A, whatever. I'm a realist. So sometimes I kind of just deal with facts. And let's say I'm not doing good in a certain course. Fact is, I'm not doing good in that course, and result could be me failing the course. So I tend to be a little bit too real, and which kind of puts me in a stressful situation, and then everything goes on and on and on. But I realize there's times when even when things are just falling apart and I'm positive, I tend to come out of it stronger. I tend to come out of it, you know, even better, and I tend not to go into like that dark place, you know what I mean? Even when you don't believe it, just say it. Like, oh, even if you don't believe it, because there's times I tell myself and I'm not just like, okay, I sound crazy, like things are just falling apart, but I'm like, I got it. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna wake up this morning on time. I'm gonna make breakfast, and I'm gonna go to the gym, which I'm working on. I'm working on that. Anyway, and I'm just gonna try to push through whatever this cloud is, because you know, the enemy always wants to put this facade in front of you. They always try to make things worse than what they really are. And then when you go into that stressful depression spiral, he got you exactly where he wanted you. So be as positive as you can, and be a positive light to other people. When people are being negative around you, try to be the one to be like, guys, we're gonna do this. Let's not be negative. Let's be positive. Like, be the uplifting one, because you never know who you're gonna help at the end of the day. So I hope these tips helped. I know they're not like physiological, psychological. This is just some things that I recognize through going through my own journeys. And you know, I'm not saying everything it's over, but you know, I'm in a better place, and I think I'm a lot stronger mentally. and working on the physically again. But I'm in a better place, so I hope these help. And I'm so excited that people have been sending me ideas of what I should do my videos on, so I am working on those. Just please give me some time. And if you want to know what I'm doing, just come on Instagram. I'm always posting videos and pictures of me in school and doing other things. It's just a lot easier on there for me. So if you want to see what I'm doing day to day, just join me in the Instagram family. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you on my next video. Bye. Remember, we're in this together.